If you want to look cool while you're practicing your saxophone, this is not the video for you. However, if you want to sound good on your saxophone, you are in exactly the right place. Because on this week's free online saxophone lesson, I've got 3 embouchure exercises for you to really develop your sound. Most people play with far too much tension in their embouchure, and we're going to deal with that today. But why is having too much tension in your embouchure a big problem? Well, let's explore that straight away with a simple exercise. You won't even need your saxophone. Let's do it together. First of all, I want you to put one hand over your neck just so you can feel all the muscles. With your other hand, you're going to take your thumb, put it under your top lip, and then push down nice and hard with your top lip onto your thumb, like this. And what you'll be able to feel is that all these muscles in your neck, they start activating and tightening up. Now, you want to have a nice flexible larynx and vocal tract, and you want to be able to shape the sound using your neck. So if you're using all this tension in your top lip, that is going to be the death of your saxophone sound. So let's start off and look at exercise number 1 to combat this problem. First of all, full disclosure, I take no authorship for this exercise. This is a very well-known exercise which has been around for decades. One of the most famous people to teach it is Joe Allard, but recently inside our Inner Circle membership, we were lucky enough to have the one and only Patrick Bartley as our special guest, and he reminded me of the exercise. But as well as Patrick, you'll also find this exercise demonstrated by many people across YouTube. Now, the aim of the exercise is to take the tension out of your top lip so that you can keep a nice relaxed neck. So it's quite simple. What you're going to do is, whilst you're blowing your saxophone, and you can practice this just using your neck and mouthpiece, you're going to blow whilst keeping that top lip elevated off the top of the mouthpiece. Now, in case you hadn't realized, this looks absolutely ridiculous. So the theory is that if you can reverse muscles that you normally use to clamp down, you use the opposite set of muscles to pull your lip up. When you then go back to your normal embouchure, your top lip will be using a lot less pressure. So let's give this a go. You're just going to form an embouchure and then see if you can lift your top lip up off the top of the mouthpiece. And you are going to look very, very silly. Now, with a bit of practice, you should be able to get not too much of that extraneous air flowing right out of the mouthpiece. You know, you want to kind of direct it towards the reed, and you want to pull the sides of your embouchure in at the sides there to try and make this baggy and to counteract all that leaking air. So let's try it again. Now, if you are completely unable to do this, no problem, because there's a little hack that you can use. And that is to use your spare hand to push your lip up until you get used to doing it. So let's try that. And if that doesn't make you feel silly, absolutely nothing will. I believe you can even get a device which fits in your mouthpiece, which pushes your top lip up. So first of all, try it with your neck and mouthpiece. Then let's take it to the saxophone and see if we can start playing some normal stuff like some scales, etc. Now, I'll be the first to admit I'm not the master of this exercise because it can be a little bit tricky. However, if you then go back to your normal embouchure, having practiced this, you will find that you're not biting so much from your top lip. This will relax your throat. And because you're not pushing down so much from the top, that means that there isn't the same counter pressure from the bottom. So you'll find that your whole embouchure is more relaxed. You're supporting the sound more from the sides, and you will get a lovely, thick, full round sound that maybe you weren't getting before. So let's try it with lip up and then put your lip back and see if you can get that lovely full sound going. So that's the first exercise in our Embouchure Ridiculousness Hall of Fame. So let's now move on to the second exercise. But just before we do that, let me tell you about something really cool, and that is my Saxophone Success Masterclass. Got loads of tips like this about embouchure and how to practice and how to really improve your saxophone playing, really take your playing to the next level. It's a whole hour of teaching. It's a super cool value. All you got to do is fill in your email. You can see the link there, or click the link in the description to get access to that Saxophone Success Masterclass. And without further delay, let's now move on to the second exercise. This next exercise I learned from ace saxophonist and educator Dave Liebman. If you haven't checked out Dave's stuff, go and do so. He is an incredible educator and he studied with Joe Allard. So there's a good chance it came from Joe Allard in the first case. Okay, all you're going to do for this next exercise is you're going to form a normal embouchure and then try and fit your thumb and your first finger at the sides of your embouchure. Difficult to talk and demonstrate this at the same time. Now, if your embouchure is too tight, you just won't be able to fit your fingers in there. So this is going to train you to play with a more relaxed embouchure and get that air all going into the reed whilst you've still got this gap for all the air to flow out of. Okay, simple as that. So once again, it's going to look completely ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. We're going to start off practicing with the neck and mouthpiece and then move on to the horn. Okay, let's now take this onto the full horn and see if we can do the same thing. Now what you find is if you're clamping on the mouthpiece too much, you will not be able to fit your fingers inside your embouchure, and that is not a good thing because it means you're using too much tension. So let's release the tension and then try and blow with a much more relaxed embouchure once you finish the exercise. So now let's play a few notes with your fingers inside your mouth. Then take your fingers away and let that sound really open up to this full round with all those overtones because you're using a much more relaxed embouchure. Let's try that now. Hey, just before I teach you the third ridiculous embouchure exercise, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please do go down and click the subscribe button now, then go to the bell icon and select all, because it's going to make a big difference to the channel. There's loads of people that watch who aren't subscribed, and it's going to give YouTube that thumbs up message that you're enjoying the content, so I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to this third drill now, and this one is super simple. All you're going to do is you're going to play with the mouthpiece upside down. Now, this is possibly a legend that when people first started playing saxophone, which would have been Adolf Sax himself, the mouthpiece is actually upside down. Now, I'm not sure if that's true or not. It doesn't feel like it's true to me, but it is a good exercise. So let's first of all start off as usual with the neck and mouthpiece. Now you can do it one of two ways. You can either just rotate your mouthpiece 180 degrees, but while you got your neck and mouthpiece, the easiest thing to do is just turn it upside down. Big tip here, not even a tip, an absolute necessity. Do not put your teeth on the top of the reed. That is going to be nasty, nasty, nasty. So you're going to have to play with what's called a double embouchure with your lip over both sets of teeth. And if you are using too much top lip pressure, you will not be able to get a sound because you're going to clamp down on that reed and you're going to shut off all the sound. So let's try this double embouchure and just blow and see what happens. This will feel very unusual, I can tell you. Now, as usual, let's take this on to the sax now. And the only way to do it now is, of course, to turn your mouthpiece 180 degrees. Let's do that now. Now, once you've done this for a while, play with the mouthpiece upside down and then turn the mouthpiece back and play with your regular embouchure, focusing on this top lip being nice and relaxed, and see if you can tell a difference in your sound. And you'll probably find that you're now generating a lot more overtones. You've got a fatter, rounder, fuller sound, especially if you combine all these 3 exercises together. Your sound is really going to thank you, even though you are going to look like a right twat. So that's all we got time for this week. I really hope you've enjoyed learning these 3 ridiculous looking exercises to loosen off your embouchure and open up that sound and get that soaring tone that maybe, just maybe, you haven't been able to get so far. And I hope this unlocks that door for you. Now remember about the free goodies. You got your free Saxophone Success Masterclass, which you can see the link for there. And of course, inside my Inner Circle membership, there is even more great stuff, including a bonus video for every YouTube video, loads of special guests, and much, much more, including a monthly Q&A where you can ask me anything you want, face to face. Well, screen to screen, actually, but who's counting? There's a free 7-day trial. You got nothing to lose. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. All right, until next week, where there'll be more saxophonic goodness. Make sure you practice hard, practice smart, and enjoy your music. Take it easy. Hey, I meant to say error. I meant to say error. I meant to say error. Upside down. Oh,